Erev Tov, Rabotai. So we talked last time about the Zman of Mincha. Now, right, I think we covered it pretty good. Not too bad. Let's go now to Arvit, right, which is in the third prayer. So, it says right in the Talmud that Mitiken Tfilat Arvit. Who's the one who made Tfilat Arvit? Yaakov Avinu. He made Tfilat Arvit, right? Abraham made Shachrit. Yitzchak made Mincha. And the night was Yaakov Avinu, the Arvit. So each one has its own different quality, So the truth is that some interesting things I want to tell you, that it says in the Zohar Kadosh that Arvit, is a little bit of a problem. What's the problem? The problem is it's night. It's a night prayer. So at night, there's a lot of shlitat sitra achra. The evil forces are strong at night. That's why, we call that time of darkness, right? Dark. So the evil forces. So because of that, when you pray at night, it's hard to get your tefillah to go up. It's because there's a lot of hitnagdut. There's a lot of opposition that are fighting against you at night. This is the thing. So therefore, the Arvit prayer is not so strong because of this. It's a little bit weaker. So says the Zohar Kadosh, it doesn't go so high, like the other prayers, Shachrit and Mincha. It cannot go that high. Why? Because of the night, there's a lot of sitra achra. There's a lot of evil going on at night. It goes up to a certain level, but not all the way like the other tefillot. And that's why, also there's a machloket in the Talmud, over there, is Arvit chova or is it reshut? You know what that means? Is it obligation or is it optional? Optia. Is it optia or obligation? So the truth is machloket like this, So the truth is, that we paskin in the Talmud they paskin that Arvit is reshut, it's optia, it's not obligation. So then, okay, so if it's not obligation, let me, go home, and forget about it, I can skip it, right? Is that true? Nachon? So the truth is, it's not true. Lo nachon. So why is that? Because even though it's only reshut, it's only optia, but we took it on, in minhag as an obligation, the Am Yisrael. So now it's like obligation. So you do have to go and pray Arvit, and you do have to also go to minyan. There are some also who say that because Arvit is not such an obligation, so you can say at home, don't go to minyan, no big deal. But the truth is, it's not the proper way to do like that. A person should try to go to minyan also for Arvit as well. Don't say, it's reshut, no big deal. No, it's not true, Try to go to minyan also for Arvit. So by the way, people will ask you all the time, why can't I pray at home, why do I have to go to minyan? What do I need that for? Oh. What do I need this for? I can pray at home, Amidah, Amidah, Kriyat Shema, I can do everything at home. So what's the problem, right? The problem is that they say, the Talmud, it says, that when you pray without a minyan, the problem is, you have to have full concentration, full kavanah. Otherwise, the tefillah doesn't go up so good. They stop it. There's a lot of kitrug, a lot of angels over there that are stopping your prayers and saying, up. Don't let this one go up there. No, stop it. Why? Because they examine, your prayer, and they see that you have sins, you have problems, all kinds of things, your kavanah was not good, your intention was not good, your concentration was not good. They say, this is not a good tefillah. Throw it in the garbage, is this tefillah? No good. That's what they say. They try to stop it, this tefillah. So that's why, when we go to a minyan, even though the tefillah is not so good, it goes up anyway. This is the thing, So, right? That's the reason why it's very important to go to minyan. Don't say, I can pray at home. What's the big deal? A lot of people, by the way, they only come for Shabbat. But on Yom Chol, we don't see them. Where are they? Where are you? Oh, for Shabbat, I'm coming Shabbat. Yeah, you're coming Shabbat, but what about every day? What you don't care about your tefillah? Right? Only Shabbat you care? So that's the thing, a person has to be careful about that. Come every day to minyan. Not just Shabbat, and not just, some people, just Yom Kippur, and Rosh Hashanah, some people, once a year you see them, right? You have to say Shechianu for them, right? Shechianu v'kimanu v'gyanu lazman hazeh, right? When we see them, right? Something like that, right? So no, we don't want that. So you have to go to minyan, try to go to minyan. If you can. If you have a problem, something, okay. Sometimes you can't make it, There's a problem. You have to do some mitzvah maybe, or you got some kind of a, business deal going on, or some kind of work, and you cannot go, okay, you cannot go, you cannot. All right? Anus rachamana patre. But if you're not anus, you should try to go to minyan. Very important, right? Okay, so Arvit also, right, is like this. So also, in the Mishnah, it says something interesting about Arvit. It says, Tfilat Arvit en la keva. You know what this means? What does that mean, en la keva? That means, according to the simple meaning, right, there's no fixed time for Arvit. It doesn't have like a fixed time. Because as we said, right, for Shachrit, you can do from Netzach Hama until the 4th hour, right? That's the time for Shachrit. And Mincha, we said, right, half hour after Chatzot, and then until, right, Tzitz Kochavim. That's time for Mincha. But Arvit en la keva, you can do Arvit anytime, Beginning of the night, the end of the night, the middle of the night. They didn't make a special time for Arvit. Any time of the night is fine. That's what it means, the simple meaning. En la keva, But the truth is, Zohar HaKadosh says something very deep about this, You want to hear something interesting? It says Zohar HaKadosh, what does it mean when it says in the Talmud, Tfilat Arvit en la keva, doesn't have a fixed time. What it means is that it's better not to make fixed time for Arvit. Better not to make a fixed time. In other words, don't say, Arvit every day, 7 o'clock. Every day, 7:30, Arvit. Every day, 8 o'clock, Arvit. 10 o'clock. No good. Why is that? The Zohar Kadosh teaches you here a secret, Sod, Kabbalah, What's the Kabbalah here? What's the Sod? The secret is, says Zohar Kadosh, that because, as we said, right, at night, there's a lot of kitrug. There's a lot of bad angels, stopping your prayers. They don't want them to go up. So because of that, better not to make a special time. You know why? Because when you make a special time, they know to come, and to hold you back, your tefillah, right? They know, okay, we're ready. Ready? Okay, stop it. They're ready for you. But if they don't know what time you're praying, you're surprising them. This is better. So that's why for Arvit, better not to make a special time for Arvit, What time is Arvit? We're going to do some Divrei Torah after. Don't tell them exact time. Better to do like this, Why? Because en la keva, better to not to make a special time for Arvit. It's according to Kabbalah, not according to Halacha. But anyway, it's good to know, something like this, It's good to know. And we do it with that here, Why? Because, we do Divrei Torah, right? Sometimes Divrei Torah is 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, So we don't have a set time for Arvit. On the board, on the luach, Arvit, 5:45, We don't have that, right? So it's good. It's a good thing, This is a better way to do it. So this way we're surprising them, they don't know what time we're praying, so we can have it go stronger. This is the thing, That's the thing to understand. Okay, good. So you understand that, right? So another interesting thing is, what about to pray Arvit early, like before, in the daytime? Sometimes we do that, right? In the summer especially. Right? We pray in the day. Are you allowed to do that? Is that allowed? Right? So, right, what's the halacha bemet, So the truth is that Arvit, it means it's a prayer of the night. Arvit, Erev, right? That's what it's all about. So how can you pray Arvit in the daytime? How can you do this, What kind of Arvit is this, So the truth is, it's machloket in the Talmud, right? Rabbi Yehuda and Chachamim. Rabbi Yehuda says, Plaga Mincha, even an hour and a quarter before the night comes, it's already like time for Arvit, according to Rabbi Yehuda. So that's what we do. In the summer, we rely on the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda, who says that you can do Arvit after Plaga Mincha, which is an hour and a quarter before Tzitz Kochavim. So if, let's say, right, Shkia is 4:30, whatever, right? In the summer, it's like 8:30, right? Shkia, 8:30. So we can do Arvit like 7:15. Why? Because it's already, according to Rabbi Yehuda, it's already time for Arvit. This is what we do. Why we do this in the summer? Because, people want to go home, right? They don't want to stay here until 9:30, at night. Nobody wants to do this. If you do this, you're not going to have a minyan like that. Nobody's going to come, So what are you going to do? You're going to be by yourself, like a lone wolf, So that's why we do it this way. It says in the Bet Yosef like this, Bet Yosef, Maran, says that the minhag of Sfardim is that we do in the summer they do Arvit early, in the daytime. After Plaga Mincha. 1.25 hour before Shkia. That's what we do, before Tzedek Kochavim. This is what we do, So this is our minhag, the Sfardim. And it's a good minhag. But the thing is, the truth is, right, that according to most of the poskim, you really shouldn't do this all the time. Arvit in the daytime, because it's not the proper time. So therefore, in the winter, now, right, December, it's already winter, it's not summer anymore. We shouldn't do Arvit in the daytime. Really, not a proper to do that. Why? Because we don't need this, we don't need it. There's no need for it, Only if when you need it, there's no other choice, then you can do Arvit in the daytime. That's what we do. So one more question I give you, and then we're finished. Right? I don't want to keep you here too long. One more interesting thing, right? But the truth is, there's still a question. Like, how can you do Arvit in the daytime? It's like, it's not night. Okay, Rabbi Yehuda says, Plaga Mincha, it's true. But, everybody agrees, right? It's not night. It's before Shkia Takama. So how can you do this, Well,
you're saying
it's the wrong time.
It's not obligation to do it.
Right, Chacham. Boris Chacham. Right? So, you understand what he's saying over here? Let me explain to you, right, what he's saying. Excellent. The thing is, that the reason why we're lenient, we're mekel, to do Arvit in the daytime, in the summer especially, is because Arvit is reshut. Like you said, it's not really obligation. So therefore, even though we took it on as a minhag, as an obligation, but nevertheless, since it's the halacha is that it's reshut, so therefore we can do it in the daytime also. You know why? Because it's not really obligation so much, So we can stretch a little bit, stretch. Right? We can make a stretch. It's okay. That's why we do it like that. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen, Amen.
Hold on.
Boris,
Three questions.
Three questions.
Small questions.
Okay.
Kohen
Levi Israel. Go ahead.
In the time of the Bet HaMikdash,
Yeah.
Kohanim used to do 2 sacrifices, in the morning and at night.
Right.
First question, how come Rabbanim came up with 3 prayers? This is one.
Good question. So should I answer you this one? I'll answer you right away, right? The answer is like this. First of all, is it right? Yaakov Avinu, was metaken Arvit, so he made this takana. Yaakov Avinu. That's one thing.
It says in the Torah that he was praying.
What? No, it says in the Talmud. But anyway, the thing is like this. Also, there's another answer to your question. It says in the Talmud because at night there was no korban. You're right. But they used to bring, the korban which they already brought in the daytime. They would burn the fats in the limbs at night, on the mizbeach. It would be burning, and so Arvit is going connected this, So the right, pedarim devarim, right? You understand, right? What that is, right? They used to bring at night to burn the limbs of the sacrifice. So this was the connected Arvit, right? This is so. What's your other question?
Second question: if we take Hashem all around us, why our prayer has to go all the way up? If it's right there, I can speak just to myself, and Hashem is going to hear. Why do I need to scream? So my prayer. This is
a good question, very good question, So what's the answer to your question? This is because of the galut. Galut, right? This is exactly the thing, Arvit, right? We pray at night, and night is like galut, darkness, It corresponds to the galut. Because Yaakov Avinu, right? We're going to read in this Parsha Shavua, right? Vayetzeh. He went to galut, to Lavan's house, right? So this is the thing, This is why Yaakov Avinu was Arvit, because he went to galut. So in the galut, it's dark, and over there's a lot of intermediaries, malachim, that are holding back the prayers. Because we're not talking straight to Hashem. It's going through all kinds of intermediaries, all kinds of layers. You know what I mean? Because the galut is darkness. And that's why we need to go to Minyan, and do all these things. Why? Because otherwise, the galut, but if the Bet HaMikdash was built, if it was standing, we could say, we don't need a minyan, we don't need nothing. Just go, straight to Hashem, That's it, right? Accept your prayer right there.
We don't have to pray, because the meaning of the prayer, they was doing sacrifices in the morning at night. For what? To clean the Jewish nation's...
Kapara.
No, but you were praying before.
They were doing...
To pray anyway.
They were
Even when you're in Bet HaMikdash,
to
you
clean
pray.
the Jewish nation from the sins they did.
So you know what they say, right? In the Talmud they say that the Anshe Knesset HaGedolah, right, the men of the Great Assembly, right, 120 people, that sat, the big Bet Din that they had in Beit Sheni, they made 2 nusachs of tefillah, right, 2 types of tefillah. One for Bet HaMikdash, time of Bet HaMikdash, and one for Galut. So there is also nusach of tefillah for Bet HaMikdash also, it's shorter. You don't have to say so much, Korbanot, Psukei de Zimra, right, all this, right, Ketoret, blah, 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 blah. You don't need all this, So it's a much shorter prayer, for the Bet HaMikdash. Why? Because it goes straight up, as you said, there's nothing stopping you, but in the Galut it's dark, So we need all kinds of tikkunim, all kinds of things, to get through all the barriers, as the Talmud says, right? that in the Galut, you know, whatever, right? It says that there's like a wall of iron, you know, barzel between us and Hashem. It's like a wall of iron, you know. You have to get through the iron, you know, break through. You got to break because there's a wall. There's a mechitza there. This is the thing, yeah. Baruch tiyeh. ברוך ה' לעולם אמן ואמן. רבי חנניה בן שומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות ישראל, ולפיכך הכי בא להם תורה ומצוות שלנו לחפש למען צדקו יגדיל תורה וידיר.